¿Qué tal? Estamos aquí con Michael Sheen y vamos a platicar con él unos minutos a propósito de Midnight in Paris de Woody Allen. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
And first of all, how would you describe me this film in 2 or 3 sentences without telling the plot?
Okay, well, I think it's a celebration of the artist, of the creative way of life, and of the romance of the city of Paris.
I'm sure it must be a celebration for you acting in a film by Woody Allen.
Absolutely, yeah. And to be here, you know, to be at Cannes and to be in a film that opens the festival, a film about France, a film about art and about celebrating all of those things. It was the sort of perfect film to open the festival, so it was an honor and a privilege to be part of it.
How was the experience of working with Woody Allen?
Wonderful, yeah. You know, it was a whole combination of things in a way. Not only are you working on a Woody Allen film, which is amazing to be working with someone whose work I've grown up with and been influenced by and loved for so long to be a part of that, but also to be filming it in Paris. Every day when we went to the set, each location was more and more beautiful than the next one, and you're in, Rodin's sculpture garden, or in the Palace of Versailles, or at standing in front of Monet's water lily paintings, or in Giverny looking at the water lilies that he painted. It was a real pleasure, and then to be with people like Rachel McAdams and Owen Wilson, Marianne Cotillard, Kathy Bates, to be in amongst that company, Adrian Brody, just a great, wonderful celebratory sort of opportunity.
Did you learn something new about acting in working with Mr. Allen?
Well, I think he has, for someone who has such a unique, distinctive body of work, it was fascinating to see what it is that creates a Woody Allen film, what creates that atmosphere and that particular feel. And so I was fascinated to see how, you only get the scenes that you're in, so you don't get to read the entire script, which is a very sort of unmodern way of working for an actor. He also is not particularly interested in playing subtext. You play the surface of the scene. He encourages you to improvise all the way through the scene around the dialogue that the actors have had written for them. And to be very simple, to not have too many ideas, to let the writing do the work and the story to do the work. So it was fascinating, yeah, all kinds of new things.
How did you improvise in a Woody Allen film? I mean, was it there in a moment when you said, wow, were you afraid of improvising in
Well, he makes it a very, usually improvisation is quite a frightening concept because you feel like you have to know all these different things to be able to improvise as a character. But Woody is encouraging you to, not to improvise any great backstory or anything like that, but to just, if you've got the lines in the scene, if you've got the dialogue as written, whilst you're speaking, he encourages the other actors not just to stand there passively listening, but to be interjecting all the time, to just, even if it's just to say, oh really, is that right? Oh, It's just to kind of improvise in that way. So it's a very unscary version of improvisation that Woody gets you to do, but it creates a kind of spontaneity and a freshness and a naturalness.
I'm sure saying yes to a Woody Allen film wasn't difficult, but what is what you are looking for when you read a script and when you choose?
Well, if I get an entire script to read, not in this case, but if I get an entire script to read, it's always, if you get involved in the story. If I pick the script up and I start reading it and I just want to find out what happens, and something compels me to keep going with the story, and it holds me and I'm interested and I care about the characters somehow, and it somehow sort of resonates with me, it's something to do with my life. Very often I like the idea that I don't quite know what it is about a story that captivates me. I prefer that there's something mysterious about it, something that my mind can't quite explain or pin down. That very often is something that I really enjoy. But yeah, it's whether the story itself holds, and you need to know what happens. You care enough to follow these characters through the story.
And what are your expectations right now in the cinema world?
Well, I think I'm very excited to be able to work with people like Woody and work with Terrence Malick as well this year, and hopefully I'll be able to go on and carry on working with these people whose work I love to watch. So to be involved with them in the filmmaking process is so exciting. I'm hopefully going to direct my first film next year, and so I'm getting more and more involved in making the films themselves rather than just being in them now.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for your time, and congratulations for this film.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.